Welcome back to the Who-kah Lounge. This is the Masterpiece Edition. As you can see, the masterpieces are out. And I decided to call it this because I want to focus on people really doing that thing. You know what I'm saying? Just the sauce. You know what I'm saying? For all my good peoples out there who are creating the masterpiece of self. So this is the new thing with the Who-kah Lounge. We were doing masterpiece readings, and we're gonna hold y'all now. Now y'all know how we do. New Transformer, Wind Charger. He's one of the G1 Autobots. He's one of the smaller ones, but the thing about him that was very interesting is his power. He has the power of magnetism. So that's going to be a real key point. And if you can see, he's red. Just like, you know, a lot of the recent ones, a lot of heart chakra, a lot of red. That's where that magnetism starts in the first place. You feel what I'm saying? So this is really about that root chakra and making sure that that thing is right. You feel what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is you have the ability to attract whatever it is that you want. Of course, you're going to get shit that you don't want, but if you have a game plan, you're going to know what is what. You feel what I'm saying? If you have it clear in your mind and your heart, then you'll be able to tell the difference between some unauthentic shit and the real deal. So this is really one of those careful what you wish for kind of readings right now with Wind Charger here. And I do this little piece. It's cool too. He came with a little piece that goes right in his chest, like the heart chakra, which was another thing I found very interesting. They usually don't give these characters too much as in the accessory department, but your ability to draw things in. So a good meditation for this is just to picture that your heart, whatever it is about you, is a magnet for whatever it is that you want right now. And to meditate on that and to focus on that and to add all the details. You're going to pull it in regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it really is about being mindful about where your head and your heart is and what you're doing. But we're going to take a look. And we're going to pull from Fancies. We're going to pull from the Art Therapy. And, of course, the Santa Muerte, which looks like it's on its way out. I'm going to have to get another deck, which I don't mind. I think it's time for our new deck. But let's get funky real quick. How did you guys do during this eclipse and this full moon? My goodness, it was so packed with energy. Ace of Swords. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. So this is in line with what I was saying about it. You've come to your truth, your clarity. There's nothing to clean out anymore. It's like having a clean, open slate for manifesting. And then, like I said, this is the masterpiece. This is for all my real riders out there like that. Open heart, golden heart kind of thing. You feel what I'm saying? Here to do what you do. And learn about yourself, blah, blah, blah. The clutter is clear. So let's see what Fancy got real quick. Yep, the Death card. Now, this is all in alignment with what's going on in astrology, with the Mayan calendar, with all the systems. Like I say before, and I always say it again, these are not separate systems. They are fragments of the same tablet, just different perspectives from different cultures, different places. In the Mayan culture, death is not the ending. As a matter of fact, it's the 7th of 20 in the process of cultivation. This is about release and letting go. This is about new opportunities presenting themselves after all this feng shuiing and cleaning and clearing out has been done. This is the work. This is for y'all who've been doing that work. And this is also in alignment with that Aquarius and that Leo North Node going on. South Node in Leo. It's about the ego death. And what I mean by that is not so much that we're getting rid of the ego. We're talking about who you really are now. Not the persona that we built to protect ourselves, to, compete in the real world as it is, quote unquote, real world. We've all went through traumas and situations which have caused us to, build character, construct a character in a way to protect ourselves. That's the ego. And the ego is also the biggest player here. Gets in the way of new things because it doesn't want you to get hurt again. But what this is really saying is now is the time to get in contact with who you really are and what you really, 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 really desire at this time. All right, we're going to clarify. Let me see what's on the bottom of the deck right quick. Not that. It's fancy deck. Spirit guides. And you will learn, if you haven't already learned on your journey, that there is nobody else who's going to answer the call quite like your spirit guides. Because that's what they're here to do. This is what they signed up to do. Spirit guides come and go. Some stay with you your whole life. Others take shifts in different parts of your life. But whatever the case being, they all have a particular way that they speak to you. Some, it could be through music. Some, it could be, you finding certain objects. Like you're always seeing pennies or feathers or a certain bird, a butterfly keep popping up. You just got to figure out who's talking. You know what I'm saying? But this is where your creativity comes in, because you give them names. You give them whatever you need to identify that energy, because that's what we're talking about, is energy that's here to assist you. And when you identify that energy, you construct the language. If you've seen a couple of readings back, I keep telling y'all, it's in the air. With that Uranus sitting up there in Gemini for the next six years and some change, there's going to be a lot of communication. Unexpected, shocking, revealing communication. Even strange or otherworldly. So for some of you, this might be your first rodeo in the realms of channeling and speaking and conversing in a language other than your native tongue, I should say. What you're accustomed to speaking with. Spirit speaks in symbols. It talks to the subconscious mind, the same way the subconscious mind talks to your ass when you're asleep at night having dreams. It's giving you a story based on images that you have to decode. And it's cool to have somebody who can do it for you. Yeah, that's all good. But the real work is learning this language so you don't need anything outside of yourself for the answers that are coming from within yourself. You feel what I'm saying? It's like learning a language, the language of you as well. You know what I mean? Jeez, these cards are big. Oh my God. So we're going to pull one from here. So your spirit guides are on deck, and that's part of the magnetism with Wind Charger. They're going to help bring whatever it is in. All it is about you becoming clear. Clear in your mind and clear in your heart. And I have to emphasize that it's important that that is in place before you start doing anything as far as manifesting for yourself. Making sure that you are in the correct state. You don't want to be manifesting while you got some lingering shit on you, you know what I'm saying? Because it becomes part of the recipe. And you don't want that in the recipe. So if you have to take some time out just to recharge and recalibrate, do that before you start manifesting some shit you do not want. Alright, Art Therapy card. 47, Rose and the Thorn. And we'll get 2 of these because I got 2 stands. Goal for the activity is to increase self-reflection. This one came out before. It's collage. And like I said, all these are malleable. You can use whatever materials. It's more about the exercise. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what was the rose or positive part? What was the thorn, difficult part of your day? Combine these 2 ideas into a collage using images, or words. So this is another great way to start the symbolism part when we get into the images and the way that the subconscious mind works to speak. You know what I'm saying? Either cut them out or draw them. Glue the images on paper if desired. Use a paintbrush to seal them. Looking at your artwork, what do you notice? What do you appreciate now, and how did you persevere during this day? Is there something these moments can teach you? All right, that's number 47, which is 11. And let's get the card on the bottom of the deck. Sensational me. To tune into your physical sensations and needs. This is painting 30 minutes. You know the drill. Sketch a simple outline of a person with a pencil or marker. Ask yourself, how do I feel in my body right now? What sensations are coming up? Where can I represent this visually? Give these feelings, colors, shapes, and textures. Mix acrylic paints and watercolors to get specific with your feelings. Now that's something new I might have to try. I don't think I've ever done that. No, I think I have, just not a lot. But anyway, sketch an outline of a person really is yourself. Building awareness, exploring, regulating emotions, and soothing anxiety, which is really the goal here. This is a good way to get into the practice of manifestation. You know what I'm saying? You start here to clear out your energy. That's why art is one of the best tools that you can use for your maintenance. I don't care if you can draw just stick figures. I've seen people blow up off of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not about anybody else. It's about you anyway. So you're going to be the only one seeing it. You know what I mean? As long as you're not your own worst critic kind of thing, beating yourself up because it don't look like what somebody else might do, whatever, right? It's not the important part. The important part is the task itself of getting in the energy of magnetizing things towards you. Because it can come out either way, you know what I'm saying? It can come out as a situation that you really enjoy and grow from, or one that sets you back. You know, the choice is really yours. And not making a choice is making a choice, right? If you don't do it, if you don't use your mind, if you don't, you know what I'm saying, somebody's going to come along and use it for you. All right? So let's get a closing cards. And know that this clearing out is now opening up new possibilities. So after you've cleared out, don't go back to what you're used to. You're not looking for the familiar. You're looking for the uncomfortable learning curve. You're looking for that new venture, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And it could be in any area of your life, anywhere that you feel that there can be an adjustment, an enhancement. If it's work, if it's relationships, if it's health, anything. You know what I mean? There's no cap on this. Whatever you choose, you're going to unlock new opportunities. And this is going to help balance you out as well. Death is just a transformation. It's a change of address. This could be something as simple as moving from one location to another based on the energy and based on where you are. Maybe where you are right now served its purpose for a certain amount of time, but you've outgrown it. Now it's time for the new opportunities to present that. So what would that house look like? What would that residence look like for you now as opposed to when you moved into the one you're currently in? You know what I'm saying? Same with the relationship, same with the job. What does it look like now to you? You've learned a lot between getting in that space and now to this point. So taking everything you've learned, what would you do different? You know what I'm saying? What needs to go? You know, what clutter, what old memory kind of thing laying around, old t-shirts and shoes or certain items that remind you of something that wasn't pleasant that need to go. And if you've done this work already, you're starting to see these opportunities start to open up for you. And it's important at that time that you really know what you're going after. You know what I'm saying? And allowing opportunities to come in and kind of surprise you at the same time. It's not about, what I want to say is, I want you to let the universe surprise you. So, releasing the reins, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? Taking the control, the micromanagement out of everything. Put your request out there, your intention, to magnetize it, and let it go. Go about your day. Live, grow, get a good grub, chill out, listen to some good music. Let all of that take care of itself without you micromanaging it, okay? So let's get closing cards. I know it's the Who-kah Lounge. I don't know. We might give him some smoke. The smoke is for everybody else as well. This first edition, this first half is for the masterpieces. And these are the people who are taking accountability for their reality and making the changes, doing the work, making the necessary adjustments. You feel me? It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's the most gratifying thing in the world, I should say. So let's get a general collective. Let's see what there's going on with y'all. Strength card, Leo energy. Okay, that's a good way to start. So far, so good. We'll get 3 cards. Okay. 2 of Pentacles. Page in reverse. And the Strength card. Fancy, what you got for me, girl? Give me 2 cards. Give me 3. Give me 3. That one. Okay. Not so bad after all. So far, so good. And the blue eagle. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, because we really don't have that time to waste on that other energy. I'm going to give y'all something you can take with you, even if it's just a little bit. That one. Perfect. So maybe I should say masterpieces in the making. You know what I'm saying? The Strength card. Going back to that ego, because this is a Leo card. And as you can see, he's wrestling with this dragon. It has a lot of symbolic meanings. A lot of times when I see it, I see someone controlling their self, their urges, their kundalini, taming their dragon, training the dragon, so to speak. And this comes from wisdom, drawing on your wisdom. This is a self-check as well. What did you learn from the last rodeo in whatever arena it was? What decisions did you make, and what was the outcome? And it's kind of like, what would you do different when that situation comes back around? You know what I'm saying? Maybe the same situation, same people, circumstances, or a different face, a different place painted on the same situation. But regardless, you have a reservoir of wisdom with Sophia here. Your wisdom is your armor. It's going to allow you to make the correct decisions. This death is sitting right next to this new beginning, which is the first card of the 20. So this could mean a lot of things: pregnancy, a new job, a new location, new relationship, new. But I would rather you think more so personally, a new version of you. You know what I'm saying? Different from the last. One of the things that you'll find is that old acquaintances and people that you don't talk to have a hard time letting go of their old version of you, and that's where the disconnect is at times. You know what I'm saying? They're expecting you to be this way when you are now this way, and this is a good it's good for you to see, because it's a good way to measure your growth if you're looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't do these things anymore. No, I don't go out no more. I know I don't, you know what I'm saying? Whatever activity that caused you to gain all this wisdom, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not some of the best decisions. Again, more about self-reflection, Two of Pentacles. This is the evolution. Can you look at yourself now and recognize yourself, kind of thing? Do you see the beauty in the growth? And the thing that I always like to remember when I'm going through changes is that you don't discredit the cocoon or the caterpillar stage. You know what I'm saying? It's all a part of the journey. It's all a part of the growth. You know what I'm saying? Just because the caterpillar couldn't fly and blah, 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 it's not to look down on it. Again, it's about really accepting all the choices that you've made up to this point and where this led you. And to even further add into that, we got a lot of Mayan out here today, or Olmec, if you will. It's the blue eagle. If there is certain situations, whether they be new opportunities or maybe something old still kind of lingering, this is asking you to take a higher perspective. In the first case, so you can see the terrain. This is like mapping. You know what I'm saying? This is like getting a feel for a lay of the land. And in the other case, it's like there's a lesson there. There's maybe something you didn't see because you're too close to the situation. And this is asking you to pull away and look at it from almost the outside looking in, from the inside looking out, outside looking in, It kind of interplays, those two cards, since they came out together. But also, this is I feel this is going more towards the art therapy cards that we're going to get ready to read. When speaking on the mind is all. The mind is, the all is mental. The universe is the universal mind, your mind, and how powerful it is in this magnetizing of experiences, wants, and desires. Now, a side note, well, not even a side note, but a big asterisk, your heart has to be in it as well. Because the heart is really what's going to propel that energy forward and bring it back. All right? But mental health, making sure that you're in a place where manifestation does come effortlessly. There's no more doubt. You're removing doubts, if that was ever your problem. Indecisiveness, if that was ever your problem. Things of that nature. Explore who you are. And this is really relative to what I was speaking about. This is more about the new version of you. And now it's time to explore that the way you would anything else, right? Take a photo of yourself. Use a photo editing software to make your photo a black and white coloring page. Add color directly to the image on your phone app, or print out the photo in color with markers, color pencils. Express who you are with whatever colors you wish. This is just going with whatever you got. I don't care if it's just some colored pencils. Number 2 pencil, you can still do this. If you don't feel like you can do it just straight off your head, that's fine. Take a picture of yourself currently and have your phone, and do your best to transfer that image on the paper so that you can color it real easy, or you can just go straight in with the colors, you know what I mean? But this is a chance to enhance this magnetism right here. It'll help you fine tune what the new you needs and wants in this point of your life, in this part of your journey. You know what I'm saying? The colors that you use, the imagery that you use, I would say have no limits. You know, if you wanted to create yourself as a fairy or a superhero or something just, you know, a little bit more exaggerated, so to speak. Put symbols on you, you know, adorn yourself in a certain way. You know what I mean? This is a perfect way to not only, you know, relieve the stress and be creative and all that, but it's healthy for the mind. This is a good way to recalibrate yourself, okay? So let's go on back. Number 37 is pick a feeling. Explore feelings and memories. Now this part is kind of like what I said about the caterpillar. Do not discard that part of the journey because it's just as important as the butterfly's journey. You know what I'm saying? And don't think butterflies be winning. They be getting hit by cars and everything else too. So it's not like the journey's fucking over. Cut out 10 small squares of paper. On each, write a feeling word, happy, sad word, excited, supported, etc. Shuffle these squares into a bag and pull out one word. Write for 10 minutes about a time you felt this way, including your perspective today on this past moment. Now that you have some distance from it, save the pieces for another time. Exactly what I told you it was going to do. How it links up with this, with the blue eagle. Oops, got a little heavy for you there, buddy. Let's take some of these cards off and just deal with these two. Because for the overall message, these two are a great summary right now. The 10 minutes about a time you felt this way and include your perspective. So this is what this blue eagle is all about. There was ever a time you felt wronged or hurt, blah, blah, blah. This is a time where you take accountability for your part in it, first of all, but you see it for what it's meant, for what it was it was showing you about yourself. And that's where the change comes in. When you take accountability, you make the adjustment, i.e. make another decision, a better decision. And now, you know, you're sitting in a different space than you were before. You're not holding the resentment, which is good for the mental health. You're not holding on to the pain. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's not be funny about this shit. There's things that people go through that in life that are very traumatic. You know, it's different for everybody. So I'm not going to sit here and say that this is going to be easy for all of you. But I encourage it because you're going to learn so much about yourself. And it's really great to see how much you've grown based on your outlook on certain situations. You know what I'm saying? Your output. Because that part is really important because what's in that subconscious mind is just going to keep putting it out there until you've made the correction or changes to rewire that part of you. You know what I'm saying? A busted relationship, dead-end job, you know, fucked up living situation, any of those things, if they kind of trigger you in a way, there's an output going on that maybe you haven't recognized about yourself. And once you recognize it, you have the power to change. You have the strength to get that ego, that fucking ego out of your way, that player hater telling you you can't do it, you won't do it, you procrastinating, 1,000 billion other reasons why you shouldn't do something when you know damn well your heart is longing for it. You know what I'm saying? For something new, for that change. But the change starts from within. So start with these exercises or anything like that you can find that's creative. Maybe you're already into something and just kind of add it into the pool just to see what comes out. Especially the journaling and writing for 10 minutes about certain situations. You can really unlock a lot of gems for yourself and get to this place of Sophia, wisdom. All right. So for the Who-kah Lounge Masterpiece Edition, wind charger, magnetism, pull it on in, make sure that you're in that right frame of mind, heart, spirit, whatever, before you start asking for stuff. I don't even want to say asking, almost like just decreeing that this is mine, taking ownership of whatever it is that's coming in, because whatever is coming in is yours. You asked for it. You know what I mean? And I mean the stuff that you really want. I'm not talking about all the other shit that comes with it. Moths to a flame. You're going to get all kinds of creatures at night that come to that light. But like I said, when you're clear in your intentions and your needs and your desires, you'll know the difference. You know what I'm saying? You'll know the difference between that straggler mosquito or that manifestation. You feel what I'm saying? All right, good people, take care of yourself, and the journey goes on.